Hi all. In this video, we will see what is lab grown meat. Okay. Um, this is one of the topic which has been in news recently. So we will get into the video. First, what is lab grown meat? So as the name suggests, as the name itself says, it is a meat which is grown in the laboratory. Okay. Uh, from the term itself, we can understand. So it is a meat which is grown in the laboratory. Okay. It is anything which is grown in the laboratory. It is called in vitro cultivation. So this lab grown meat is also called cultured meat, cultivated meat, cell based meat, synthetic meat. Okay. So it is one of the alternate protein solution. Okay. So why we want to produce this lab grown meat? So any innovation is done based on the need, right? Necessity is the mother of invention. So what is the reason behind this lab developing this technology? It is a breakthrough technology in the food system, or you can say in the biotechnology field. So the motive behind this is first animal welfare. Okay, so there are a lot of hue and cry around the world by the animal lovers and also the vegetarian people, so that they are against this slaughtering of cattles. See, when how we are getting the meat by slaughtering the cattles like chicken, goat, cow. So we are killing those animals and we are getting the meat for our food. So it is one of the motive behind. So we want to avoid that. We want to avoid the slaughtering of animals. So that is one of the motive. And second is in order to meet the growing population of the world. Say as this studies says, um, by 2050, so world population is going to reach 9 to 10 billion. So, in order to serve the need of the growing population, we want to go for an alternative. So, to have food security. Okay. So, to meet the need of the this large population, we have to uh, scale up the killing of the animals, right? So we want to reduce that. And also next is innovation. Okay, science evolves. It always have the curiosity to develop new technology, develop new innovation. Okay. um, so that's the need of producing this lab grown meat. See, coming to the science behind this lab grown meat, it is not an all of a sudden grown technology. Um, it is based on already existing technology, which we call as tissue engineering. Okay, so tissue engineering, it is an already existing technology we use in plant tissue culture and animal cell culture. So the same concept is used in this lab grown meat also. So what they do is they extract the um, tissue, okay, tissue from the live animal, anything, it might be cow or chicken. So they will sample some tissues. So from that tissue they will extract stem cells. We all know what is stem cells, right? See, stem cells is nothing but the undifferentiated cells which have the potential to grow into specialized cells. For example, an organ, it can grow into an organ, kidney, or you can develop skin from it. So likewise, so the stem cells of is of two types: embryonic and adult stem cells. See, one group of stem cells which we get during our embryonic stage itself, while childbirth itself. There are these days lot of awareness is being created to save, to store the stem cells to meet the future need of persons. For example, if we store the stem cells when we if a woman gives birth to her child, means at that time the stem cells um, are requested to saved in the cell bank. So if we save, that means any problem for that child in the future, say for example any organ failure, means using this stem cells they can develop a new organ which can suit to that child. Okay, because the organ, the the demand for organ is more. So when at times when we are in need, it is very difficult to get organ, and also the suitability also is very difficult. We cannot accept one body is not will not accept a organ from any individual. So a lot of issues in that. So these days what what people scientists are insisting is, medical professionals are insisting is to save this, store this stem cells. Okay, so likewise here also the same concept. We are extracting this stem cells from the tissue of the live animal, and then we are growing it in a medium, in a nutrient medium. Okay, so this medium, we are culturing the stem cells, and after growth uh, we are culturing this stem cells in the culture medium. Okay, so using nutrients which is necessary for the growth of that cell. So then what we are doing is we are transferring into the big bioreactor so that we can develop more amount of production. So uh, and then we are here you can see that we are extruding, it is an extruder. So here a concept called 3D printing. So 3D printing is also an emerging technology. Okay, so here we are using this 3D printing technology also. So either the lab grown meat can be of two types. Either it can be structured or unstructured. See, unstructured in the sense it is a meat which can be of uh, any form. So just an meat, okay, just a raw meat. You can say burger, okay. So it will be like that. But in case of structured meat, what we will do is we will develop a meat. We will develop that muscles in a specified structure, like for example like breast, okay, chicken breast, or like streak, beef streak. So we, okay, so here that lab grown meat muscle part is being structured in a specific shapes, okay, as based on the requirements. So that is what we are doing here. Okay, here the tissues are being produced in the bioreactors, and we are extruding it based on our requirement, and we are serving as a final product. Okay, so this technology is based on, as I said, is a tissue engineering concept only. And also this technology we are already been using it for vaccine development, cancer research, and things like that. So it is not an entirely new concept. What is new is we are producing meat from it. Okay, that is what the innovation here. And first who introduced this concept is in 2013. Okay, in 2013, um, a Dutch company called Moza Meat. It was founded by researcher Mark Post and Dr. Mark Post. Okay, who he was called the father of cultured meat, and he only first introduced this concept. Okay, um, mainly he stated the requirement for developing this concept is, you can see, food security, environment, and animal welfare. For this is the motive behind this concept. Okay. Um, what is the we will see what is the pros and cons of this lab grown meat, that is advantages and disadvantages, you can say. See, pros is it is one of the sustainable production of proteins. Okay, so we all know what is sustainable. Okay, so it is the uh, a term which mentions that we are fulfilling our need without compromising the needs of the future generations. That is what is called for sustainable. So, sustainable production of proteins in the sense for normal livestock agriculture, normal livestock agriculture, there are a lot of water, land, and fertilizers are being used. Okay, for example, for producing 1 kg of meat, we are using 15,500 liters of water in normal livestock production. Okay. So this we can avoid in this lab grown meat. So likewise, we can reduce the resources required in the conventional meat production. So and also food safety. See, one of the pros is food safety. So in the sense, we can avoid diseases, animal borne diseases like see, for example, coronavirus, COVID-19. See, there is a theory says that it has been originate. It is an animal origin, and it has been originated in Chinese food market, meat market especially. So, like this, we can avoid diseases which comes from the contaminated meat, the conventional meat, and also the that meat can be contaminated with the uh, bacteria like E. coli and Campylobacteria. So we get diseases from it. So we can avoid that. Okay. So then we can reduce this slaughtering of livestock. This is one of the very debated ethical concept in this animal product technology. So that we can reduce. Okay, and also environment benefits. This is also one of the claim which is made by the lab grown meat companies, that we can reduce environmental pollution. Like for example, in livestock production, so methane is one of the greenhouse gases which is being emitted by this livestock industry, so that we can reduce. Okay, and then reduced use of antibiotics. There are a lot of antibiotics is being used in the used for during the growth of this animals. So that in that when we consume this cattles as a meat, we also get antibiotic resistant diseases. See, antimicrobial resistant TB, tuberculosis, is one of the uh, it is one of the big problem of today's world, especially India. So we can avoid because of this. When we avoid this conventional meat, which has been produced using a lot of antibiotics, that we can reduce. This is also one of the claim which is made by these companies. So coming to the cons, what are the disadvantages? See, first is energy input. So more energy input is required in this production of lab grown meat. When we go for larger scale production, so that needs lot of energy in the food industry. Okay, so energy comes from fossil fuels, right? So fossil fuels, again fossil fuels led to pollution, right? It uh, uh, it it uh, led to increased CO2 emission. So here we are saying that we can reduce methane emission, but when here in con side also, we a lot of um, debaters are arguing that this production needs a lot of energy. For that we are using will be using a lot of fossil fuels. That also that anyway it is going to increase the pollution level. But for this, what we can do as an alternative is we can go for renewable energy. Okay, by that only we can decrease this con. Okay, next is food safety. As we say, we can reduce the biological contamination. When we go for the industrial production of any product, we have this risk of chemical contamination. This we have to address by proper testing and things like that. And next is we use here, as I already told, when we produce, when in the production, we use nutrient medium, right? So here the widely used medium is fetal bovine serum. So it is being derived from fetal blood of the animal, slaughtered animal only. So to some extent, we cannot avoid the slaughter. Um, so that's also one of the con. And then the whole production is itself is very expensive and it is very complex. Okay, so when we compare to the conventional meat, the lab grown meat is too costly. Okay, as of now. So next we will see what is the scenario at the global level and national level. So when we see, when we speak for the global level, Singapore is one of the country which is the first country in the world to approve this lab grown meat, and they are also there are many restaurants in Singapore is allowed to serve this lab grown meat. Okay, they already started from 2020. And recently, in June 2023, US FDA, Food and Drug Administration, has given approval to Upside Foods, a company called Upside Foods. So they have given approval to this company to produce lab grown meat. So as a pilot basis. And also US is working, Food and Drug Administration is working on the regulatory mechanism. So how any food product, it is to be regulated, right? It comes under regulatory mechanism. So they are developing regulatory mechanism for this lab grown meat. What are the labeling like requirements required for this? So this they are working on it. Okay, so coming to the national level, that is India. So in India, the Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology and National Research Center of on Meat. So Hyderabad-based research center, Hyderabad-based research center. These two research centers, they are working on this to produce. It is called ahimsa meat. Since we are not killing any animals, it is called ahimsa meat. That was term they have kept for this. Okay, so here they are trying to develop. As of now, India, they don't have production. Any companies producing lab grown meat. So two foreign companies, they are producing, but it is not approved by India. Okay, it is not used here. So this is the scenario at the global and national level. See what can be the future of lab grown meat. See whether um, people will accept this, whether it will hit the market. So those questions can be answered only by the consumer acceptance. Okay, consumer acceptance. Those questions can be answered by, uh, as I said, consumer. It is based on consumer acceptance. How people are going to accept this innovation. Um, so for this, we need to study sensory test. We should go for sensory test. It should be accepted by the public. It should uh, resemble this conventional meat. Okay, same textural property. When we eat, we should feel the same properties when we chew the conventional meat. So the same juicy texture and the feel we will get from the conventional meat, the similar kind of texture and taste we should have. Then only people will accept. Okay, and also psychological thing also there. People normally have the fear of this any innovative product. especially dealing with genetics or things like that. Till now, we don't accept GM foods, right? GM crops, only GM cotton has been BT cotton. We have accepted. It is not a food, right? See, only this GM crop we have accepted. We have developed BT brinjal, BT papaya. So a lot of food crops also have been developed, but it is not widely accepted. It is not approved also in India. So it is we have to wait and see whether people are accepting. Okay, so that we need to, that only answer the future of this lab grown meat, and also nutritional value. People will see nutritional value also. We know that people consume meat because of the good feel we have, taste and things that apart from that nutritional characteristics only. uh, 80 to 90% of meat is protein. Okay, protein. So that's what people is consuming meat. So this lab grown meat should also fulfill that nutritional requirement also. So there, these two are the main features which should which would uh, cause the future, which would cause the future of the lab grown meat. Okay, so this is what I have I wanted to discuss with you. And so, and also alternate, so protein source is not a new concept, right? We already have this tofu, which we commonly call meal maker, which you get from soya bean, and rice based meat alternatives, mushroom based, legume based, jackfruit based also. We already have this intention of having alternate source of protein, alternate meat varieties. So this is that's the reason behind this development. Okay, so we will wait whether people are accepting, whether and also it needs a lot of regulatory mechanisms also. International cooperation is needed, and a lot of testing is necessary before launching any product. And one more thing is, so for any product, the three thing is they should have good taste. So consumer acceptability is based on three things: taste and convenience and the price, affordability. Okay, so we already seen that lab grown meat is very costly, so that also need to be addressed. The technology should be shared among the people. So I mean the industry production people, companies, because patent issues are also there. So people, the companies which produces lab grown meat, they don't disclose their technology behind this production secrets. So that is also one of the, that will also play one of the role. So so the price will be very high. So these things all, or these things are should be are addressed, then only it will hit the market and come into picture. So that's it for this video. So I think I hope you have benefited from this video. You gain some knowledge regarding this lab grown meat. So we will meet in the next video with another interesting topic. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll meet you in next video. Thank you.